Okay, everybody now joined by England manager Gareth Southgate. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And we'll start straight away with Alex Howell from BBC Sport.
Hi, Gareth. Just wondering what you made of how the players dealt with the change.
Sorry, Alex, would you mind repeating that? You dropped out slightly there.
Hi, Gareth. Just wondering what you made of the performance and how the players dealt with the changes today.
Yeah, I think it was very difficult for the team that started because not played together as much as a group. And so you could see that some of the cohesion that we often have with a more settled team wasn't quite there. And of course, you're playing an opponent where there was so little space and slowing the tempo of the game down all the time. So I felt they got a little bit frustrated with the situation in the first half. Second half, they started much brighter, and I thought then we just needed another injection with the changes, which we always knew we could do. But also Andorra tend to let more of their goals in late because in the end you can only work for so long and chase, and the gaps eventually open up.
Thanks, Alex. We'll jump next to Paul Joyce, The Times.
Gareth, could you speak a little bit about your experiment with Trent today? Obviously in midfield in the first half, and then more right back in the second half.
Yeah, I think it was something we wanted.
What was you thinking about the first half performance, and which half did you like better?
I think we wanted to have a look at playing him in a slightly more advanced role. We know he's just got outstanding quality with the ball, and of course he finds himself in those positions with Liverpool. But what was clear in the first half, there wasn't a lot of space, and to find yourself in those positions, coming onto those positions, is different to starting in those positions. So, I don't think we lost anything by having a look at it. We felt that at half-time we could actually get more from Trent, more from Reece and more from Hendo by rotating those three. And actually they started the second half well. It was a bit harsh for Reece to come off because I thought he'd played that pivot role very well for the 10-15 minutes, hit the bar with his shot. But we wanted to get another attacking player into the midfield, and so we decided to take Reece off at that moment.
Do you draw a conclusion about Trent's position on the back of that? Because he looked far more comfortable at right back.
Well, I think that's inevitable given how much of his football he's played at right back and how much he will play at right back. I just think we wanted to see something, and we felt this was a good game to look at it. Clearly in the second half he's in more of those positions where he felt more comfortable, even though a lot of the time it was the same positions he was in the first half, but just he's coming onto things. He looked happier in that position. That was clear. So I think his play with the ball exhibited that happiness, if you like.
Thanks, Paul. John Cross, The Mirror.
Hi, Gareth. I was just going to ask you, please, about Jesse. It's such a good story, isn't it? I mean, it's his first goals for England for the best part of 3 years. His refusal to give up, his inclusion in the Euro squad, playing so well today. You must really like him as a player and as a character, and the fortitude is shown.
Well, I know at times we've had a lot of criticism for including him in squads, but he's just a player who has always played well for us. And he has always been a threat on goal. His link play is really bright. When we ask him to start wide, we know he's going to come in off the line and play those little give and goes and get into those dangerous positions. He's got a real intelligence, and he works so hard without the ball and presses well. So we gave him a debut the first game we took here against Malta, and from that day to this, he's always been a reliable player for us. And today I thought he was the brightest spark, particularly in that first in that first half, because it was the type of game where those players who are really able to manipulate the ball in those tight areas in between the lines, it was a game where they were going to be able to shine a bit more than one or two others.
Thanks, John. Duncan Wright.
Hi, Gareth. Congratulations on the win. Just want to ask about Bukayo, if I can. There was terrific reception for him, but he admitted after the game that he was surprised and took a lot of encouragement from the reception he got. Did you have to work on him when he came back? Did you make a point of speaking to him about how he was responding to the difficulties of the summer?
Yeah, I didn't do that immediately, but I had a longer catch up with him a couple of days ago. I suppose mindful of coming back to Wembley today, but really just to emphasise what he will now recognise from the reception he got from the crowd, that my thoughts of him when I look at the summer are all positive, and he will, I'm sure, have gained a lot of confidence and a heart from the reception he got before the game, and then the reception of his teammates when he scored, I think, shows you what they think of him. And yeah, it's a lovely story for him to get his goal today on his birthday as well.
Thanks, Duncan. Simon Peach.
Hi, Gareth. Two questions. Would it act as any kind of closure, do you think, for Bukayo, the goal? And secondly, looking ahead to Poland, just how much is that in the grand scheme of things?
Well, it's hard for me to say what it will mean for Bukayo, but from my perspective, he doesn't need closure. We think he's a super player. He's 20 years old. The way he's progressed and the maturity he's played with and the talent that he has, he's a hugely exciting player and has already produced some big performances for England. So no need from our side for closure. Yeah, clearly with the result that Hungary have ended up with today, Poland looked like being the nearest challengers, which we probably thought when this group was drawn. And it's a great incentive for us now. If we can go to Warsaw and win, then we really are in control of the group.
Thanks, Simon. Dan Kilpatrick.
Hi, Gareth. Just on Poland, Paulo Sousa said today, he kind of admitted that without Robert Lewandowski, they're not the same team. And he said, here it's all Robert and kind of nothing else. Is that the way you see Poland, or do you think they have kind of big threats beyond Lewandowski?
No, I think that, they played at Wembley without him and they gave a very good account of themselves. We only scored really late on in the game, as you know, to win it. So, of course, it's no different if we didn't have Harry Kane or Raheem, then they would be a big loss to us. The very top players for any team in the world are a loss if you don't have them, and every coach will feel the same way. But no, I don't. When we're preparing the team to play against Poland, we're not just looking at Lewandowski. We absolutely respect what he brings, and we know what a threat he is. But they've got some other very dangerous players as well.
Thanks, Dan. We've got time for two more, starting with Nizar Kinsella from Goal.com.
Hi, Gareth. I just wanted to ask, with Jesse Lingard excelling in the last few England games that you played him in, are you concerned that he might struggle with the extraordinary competition of having Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United now? And, there seems to be a few England internationals in similar situations at the super clubs.
Yeah, that's a situation that we've had with different players over a long period with England. It's not so long ago that the number of English players playing in the league was really low, and we were having to pick players that either weren't regulars in their team or perhaps were out on loan. We picked Mason for the first time when he was in the Championship, so we've had to be creative on that. And we know that Jesse has got a challenge. He knows he's got a challenge with the quality of the attacking players at United, but they've also got a lot of matches and different competitions. So hopefully he can take that challenge on, and he will take that challenge on. He's really rebounded brilliantly in the last 12 months or so from a tough period, and he showed again today that he's got quality. It's not necessarily the quality of the opponent, it's being able to perform within a group of very talented players that we have and stand out. And I think that shows you the level that he's capable of from today's performance.
Thanks, Nazar. And we'll finish with Rob Harris from AB.
Hi, Gareth. Congratulations. Saw you sort of lingering for those autographs after the game with the fans. Did you find it sort of personally uplifting, reinvigorating, sort of feeling that affection of fans yourself, sort of being with them afterwards too?
Well, it was lovely when I went out to do an interview before the game. Reception was really nice from the fans. So, of course, that means a lot. Not every England manager will have had that experience. So, all I would say is that we know we've got to keep winning matches and try and represent the country as we have done to keep that relationship going. But I think for everybody involved with the team today, we had that feeling coming into the game. We certainly had that feeling when the players went out to warm up, and the players and all of the staff are hugely appreciative of it, given that relationship with the fans was quite fractured for a long time. It's lovely that it feels more together, and to hear so many young voices in the crowd today so excited about it was a real pleasure.
Okay, we'll conclude it there. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you.